15. Imagine you are the head of the tour guides in Kandavu. What general instructions will you give them? Answer. Relevance of the content. Describing the physical features of the place in an attractive and informative way. About the ceremony, do's and don'ts, organization of ideas, quality of language. 16. Edit the following passage. The young seagull was not confident to flying. It is his mother who helped him at least. After making his first flight, he realized his strength. Answer. Flying, fly is was, at least, at last, making. The young seagull was not confident to fly. It was his mother who helped him at last. After making his first flight, he realized his strength. 17. Imagine the news of smallpox outbreak reached the crew of Ranaganji and they are in panic. Captain Hamble addresses the crew and gives them appropriate instructions. Write any 4 instructions. Answer. 1. Smallpox is a deadly contagion, but don't be panicked. 2. The crew and the other travelers need to maintain social distancing. 3. The crew and other travelers need to maintain personal hygiene. 4. Any kind of symptoms need to be given serious attention. 18. Comment on the aptness of the title Gooseberries. Answer. The story is titled Gooseberries because life is very much like gooseberries. Gooseberries are sour and sweet. Similarly, life too is sour, bitter and sweet. Nikolai lives all his life like a miser and even marries an ugly widow to get money to buy the estate with a gooseberry bush. The estate he bought does not have a gooseberry bush and so he plants some. Later he eats the gooseberry from the plant he had planted and looks pleased when he eats them. Gooseberry may be sweet for one but so for another. Life is like that. One man's food is another man's poison and one man's religion is another man's madness. 19. During the COVID-19 period, we relied on technology to a great extent. Do you think technology supported you in your studies? How? Write 4 points. Answer. The wide use of technology for studies during the COVID-19 period. 2. The shift from offline classes to online classes. 3. The acceptance received by the new online and digital platforms of learning among the learners, teachers and parents. 4. The upcoming of many e-learning platforms. 20. It was the mother seagull who helped the young seagull to make his first flight. Were you supported by any of your family members when you faced a crisis? Narrate your experience. Answer. I too have received a support in my life, just as the young seagull had received. During my public examination in my 10th standard, I was too tensed, I couldn't study well. I was always frightened because of the thoughts of facing exams. Whenever I thought about English and mathematics, too much fear catch me. I didn't know what to do. I catch fear because of the higher tension. My mother was very much concerned about me. When she asked me about the problem, I discussed all things with her. Then she told me something. That was her own life experience. She told me how she had overcome similar situations in her own childhood days. She also reminded me about my aims in life and the importance of achieving it. She gave me great confidence and her full moral support. At last, I could reduce my fear. Then I learned well and did all the exams well. When the result was published, I got good marks for all subjects. The full credits of it goes to my mother. Thank you, Amma. 21. Imagine that the boy who shared his concern with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam becomes a marine engineer. Later in his life, he sends an email to his friend detailing his meeting with Kalam. Draft the likely email. Answer. Message conveyed detailing the happening of his meeting Dr. Kalam about the question he asked, the reply he received from the great man, and how it had a positive reformation in his life, etc. Format. Organization of ideas, appropriate use of language. 22. When Mr. Gupta returns to India, he tells his sister about Maggie and her family. Write the likely conversation between Mr. Gupta and his sister. 3 exchanges. Answer. Any relevant and sensible piece of conversation between Mr. Gupta and his sister related to his long stay in England, about his chance meeting with the little girl Maggie, the hardships she faced in life, the great help provided by him, the tragedy in the Clifford family, etc. 23. You are the reporter of an English daily from Paris. Prepare a report to be published in the newspaper about Le Holler's takeoff. Answer. Heading. Comprehensive of the content, the excitement and anxiety in the minds of the people and the passengers during the time of takeoff, the list of passengers and the crew, the different stages of equipping the balloon to fly, description of the large crowd assembled to watch the sight and the reason for the same, etc. Use of appropriate tense form, format. 24. You are one of the guest speakers of a panel discussion organized by the health club of your school. The topic of discussion is a sound mind in a sound body. Draft your presentation, give an emphasis to proper rest and sleep. Answer. A sound mind in a sound body. Getting enough good sleep can affect how you feel physically and mentally. Adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Sleep is important for our psychological functions, memory, metabolism. Individuals have different needs for sleep and have different preference for sleep patterns. These are both inherited and learned. Good sleep is both the amount of sleep you get in a night and the quality of your sleep. There are many activities which promote and disrupt that amount and quality of sleep. It's very common for adults to have formed habits for activities which disrupt good sleep, but it is possible to change them. Benefits of better sleep. Other benefits that may also be important to you: lower healthcare costs, increased willpower and productivity for work and home life, model healthy behaviors for children and adolescents. Changing sleep habit. Sleep habits can start to yield improved sleep within a few days to a week. Although making this a full part routine and life may take longer. Identify sleep disturbing activities and try some corrective actions to change those activities. Make specific plans for your corrective action and the trigger for employing it.